Right then, let's talk about one of the most incredible and often misunderstood groups of animals on our planet, the vipers. When you picture a snake, chances are the image that pops into your head has some viper characteristics. They are the quintessential serpents of legend and lore, found all across the globe, from the scorching deserts of Africa to the dense jungles of South America and the temperate forests of North America. They are missing from only a few places like Australia and Antarctica. These creatures are true survivors, and they've evolved some of the most sophisticated predatory tools in the entire animal kingdom, earning them a reputation as nature's most dangerous noodles. What truly sets a viper apart? Well, many of them share a few key features that make them instantly recognizable to a trained eye. They often have a distinctly triangular-shaped head, which is wider than their neck to make room for their impressive venom glands. Their eyes frequently have vertical, cat-like pupils, an adaptation perfect for hunting in low-light conditions. And of course, there's their most famous feature, a pair of long, hollow fangs designed for one lightning-fast, deadly purpose. They are a family of snakes built for business, a group that has perfected the art of the strike over millions of years of evolution. Exploring the world of vipers is like opening a textbook on evolution. Each species is a masterclass in adaptation, perfectly suited to its specific environment. Whether it's the gaboon viper with fangs as long as your thumb, the rattlesnake with its iconic warning signal, or the bush viper with scales that look like tiny dragons, they are all variations on a highly successful theme. They are not just mindless killing machines, they are complex animals with fascinating behaviors, from their hunting strategies to their social lives and even how they raise their young. It's a world filled with danger, yes, but also with incredible beauty and biological wonder. Throughout this journey, we're going to dive deep into what makes these snakes tick. We'll explore their incredible anatomy, the complex chemistry of their venom, and the clever tactics they use to catch their prey. We will also meet some of the most spectacular members of the viper family, from the heat-seeking pit vipers of the Americas to the perfectly camouflaged masters of the African rainforest. It's time to get up close and personal, safely of course, with these magnificent predators and understand their vital place in the wild. Let's get started on this deadly adventure. To truly understand a viper, you have to look at its anatomy. It's a body that has been honed by evolution to be an efficient and deadly hunter. Let's start with that famous head. The triangular shape isn't just for show, it's a practical design. This is where the powerful jaw muscles and, most importantly, the venom glands are housed. These glands are essentially modified salivary glands, but instead of producing spit to help with digestion, they produce a highly toxic cocktail. This potent venom is the viper's primary tool for both subduing prey and defending itself from would-be predators who are brave or foolish enough to take one on. Now for the main event, the fangs. The venom delivery system in a viper is nothing short of an engineering marvel. Unlike cobras, whose fangs are fixed in place, a viper's fangs are long, hollow, and hinged. They are attached to a movable bone in the upper jaw, which allows them to fold back neatly against the roof of the mouth when not in use. This clever mechanism means their fangs can be incredibly long, in the case of the gaboon viper, up to 5 centimeters. When the snake strikes, it can open its mouth almost 180 degrees, the fangs swing forward into position, and it injects venom like a pair of hypodermic needles. This ability to control their fangs is a huge advantage. They can even rotate them independently, sometimes using just one fang to strike. The strike itself is phenomenally fast, often lasting less than a quarter of a second from start to finish. It's an explosive burst of energy, designed to deliver a dose of venom and then retreat to a safe distance. The snake doesn't want to fight, it wants a meal. By striking and releasing, the viper avoids getting injured by its struggling prey. It has the confidence to let its venom do the hard work, a testament to the potency of its chemical arsenal. Beyond the head, the rest of the viper's body is also beautifully adapted. Many species have stout, muscular bodies, built for power rather than speed, which suits their ambush hunting style perfectly. Their scales are often keeled, meaning each scale has a small ridge running down the center. This gives their skin a rough, non-reflective texture which is brilliant for camouflage. It helps them break up their outline and blend seamlessly into the leaf litter or sandy soil, making them virtually invisible to both their prey and any predators looking for an easy meal. Every single part of a viper is designed to make it a more effective survivor. Viper venom is one of the most complex and effective natural toxins on the planet. It's not just one chemical, but a sophisticated cocktail of proteins and enzymes that has been refined over millions of years to have a devastating effect on a victim's body. While the venom of snakes like cobras is typically neurotoxic, meaning it attacks the nervous system and causes paralysis, most viper venoms are primarily hemotoxic. This means their target is the blood and tissues. It's a gruesome but incredibly effective way to incapacitate prey quickly and begin the process of digestion even before the meal has been swallowed. When a viper bites, its hemotoxic venom goes to work immediately. One of its main effects is to attack the circulatory system. It often contains agents that destroy red blood cells, damage the lining of blood vessels, and interfere with the body's ability to clot blood. This leads to massive internal and external bleeding, a catastrophic drop in blood pressure, and extreme pain and swelling around the bite area. In some cases, the venom also contains cytotoxins that cause necrosis, which is the death of tissue. The flesh literally begins to break down, which helps the snake digest larger prey items more easily. A fantastic and terrifying example of venom's power can be seen in the Russell's viper of Asia. Its venom is particularly nasty. At first, it causes the blood to clot on a massive scale, turning it into a thick, jelly-like substance inside the veins. This can lead to strokes, heart attacks, and acute kidney failure as the body's organs are starved of blood flow. Then, as the body desperately tries to counteract this by releasing all of its anti-clotting agents, it completely depletes its supply. The result is that the victim is then unable to stop bleeding from any wound, including the original bite site. It's a brutal two-stage attack. What's truly remarkable is that vipers have incredible control over this weapon. Producing venom takes a lot of time and energy, so they don't want to waste it. In a defensive situation, a viper might deliver a dry bite, where no venom is injected at all. It's a warning shot, a way of saying back off without using up its precious resources. When hunting, they can meter the dose, injecting just enough to take down their target. An adult Gaboon viper, for instance, has enough venom to deliver a lethal dose to 30 adult humans, but it would only use a fraction of that for a rat. This control makes them precise and efficient predators. Vipers are the ultimate ambush predators. They don't waste energy chasing their prey over long distances. Instead, they rely on patience, camouflage, and an explosive burst of speed. A viper will find a promising spot, often near a game trail or a rodent burrow, and then it will simply wait. It can remain perfectly still for hours, or even days, conserving energy and waiting for an unsuspecting meal to wander into striking range. This sit-and-wait strategy is made possible by their slow metabolism and their incredible ability to blend into their surroundings, making them almost impossible to spot until it's far too late for their prey. When a potential meal, like a mouse or a lizard, comes within range, the viper's body tenses. It prepares for the strike with a focus that is absolute. The attack, when it comes, is one of the fastest movements in the animal kingdom. The snake launches the front part of its body forward, its mouth gapes open, the fangs swing into place, and the bite is delivered in a fraction of a second. The goal is to inject the venom and immediately let go. This is a crucial part of the strategy, as it minimizes the risk of the viper being injured by a struggling, biting, or scratching animal. After the bite, the hunt isn't over. The envenomated animal will often run off, but it won't get far. The viper doesn't need to chase it. Instead, it uses its fantastic sense of smell to track its dying prey. The snake's forked tongue flicks in and out, picking up scent particles from the air and delivering them to a special sensory organ in the roof of its mouth called the Jacobson's organ. It can actually follow the unique scent trail left by its own venom, a behavior known as prey relocalization. This allows the snake to follow its meal at a safe, leisurely pace and find it once the venom has done its work. Once the prey has succumbed to the venom, the viper can swallow it whole. The venom has already started the digestive process from the inside out, breaking down proteins and soft tissues. This pre-digestion is a massive help, allowing the snake to tackle prey that might otherwise be too large or difficult to digest. The snake's jaws are connected by flexible ligaments, allowing them to stretch and dislocate to swallow animals much wider than their own head. After a large meal, a viper might not need to eat again for weeks or even months, a perfect adaptation for a life of patient waiting. Section 5, Sixth Sense, the heat-seeking pit vipers. Now we come to a special subgroup of vipers that possess what can only be described as, well, a superpower. These are the pit vipers, a group that includes all the vipers found in the Americas, such as rattlesnakes, copperheads, and cottonmouths, as well as several species in Asia. So, what makes them so special, you ask? It's a pair of heat-sensing pits located on their face, between the eye and the nostril on each side. These pits are incredibly sensitive thermal receptors, giving the snake a sixth sense that allows it to see the world in a way that we can't even imagine. It's a game-changer for a nocturnal hunter. These pit organs are phenomenal pieces of biological engineering. They are equipped with a thin membrane that is packed with thousands of nerve endings capable of detecting tiny changes in infrared radiation, or heat. They can detect temperature differences as small as 0.2 degrees Celsius from up to a meter away. This means that even in complete darkness, a warm-blooded animal like a mouse or a rabbit glows like a beacon in the snake's perception. The snake gets a thermal image of its surroundings, allowing it to see the heat signature of its prey against the cooler background of the night. This ability gives pit vipers an enormous advantage, especially when hunting at night. While their regular vision might be useless in the pitch black, their heat-sensing pits allow them to locate, track, and strike at prey with pinpoint accuracy. The two pits work together, much like our two eyes, to provide a sense of depth and distance. This allows the viper to judge its strike perfectly, ensuring that its fangs hit their mark. It's an adaptation that has made them some of the most successful nocturnal predators on the continent, able to hunt effectively when many other predators are relying on sound or smell alone. The information from the pit organs is processed in the same part of the brain that processes visual information from the eyes. This suggests that the snake essentially overlays the thermal image with its normal vision, creating a composite view of the world. It can see the shape and form of a rock with its eyes, and the heat signature of a mouse hiding behind it with its pits. This incredible sensory fusion makes them formidable hunters, capable of finding a meal no matter how well it's hidden or how dark it is. It's a true superpower, evolved to perfection. One of the most critical survival tools for any viper is its camouflage. As ambush predators, their ability to remain unseen is the key to both catching a meal and, avoiding becoming one. Vipers have evolved some of the most effective and beautiful camouflage in the animal world, with patterns and colors that allow them to vanish into their chosen habitat. Whether it's the pixelated pattern of a gaboon viper on the forest floor, the sandy tones of a sidewinder in the desert, or the leafy green of an arboreal bush viper, their appearance is perfectly tailored to their environment. This disguise is their first and most important line of defense and offense. The texture of their skin also plays a huge role in their camouflage. Most vipers have strongly keeled scales, which, as we've mentioned, have a raised ridge down the middle. This gives their skin a rough, matte finish, unlike the glossy sheen you see on many other snakes. This non-reflective surface is a massive advantage because it doesn't catch the light, which could give away their position to a sharp-eyed bird of prey or an unsuspecting rodent. The rough texture helps to break up the snake's outline, making it look less like an animal and more like a pile of leaves, a rough piece of bark, or a textured rock. A brilliant example of this adaptation is the spiny bush viper, or Atheris hispida, from the rainforests of Central Africa. This snake has some of the most extremely keeled scales of any viper, making it look almost like a tiny mythical dragon. These elongated, spiky scales help it to blend in perfectly with the mossy, tangled vegetation it calls home. These snakes are also chromosomally polymorphic, which is a fancy way of saying they come in a huge variety of colors: green, yellow, black, brown, and orange, often in the same population. This color variation makes it even harder for predators to form a consistent search image for them. From the desert-horned viper that buries itself in the sand with only its eyes and horns showing, to the copperhead that disappears completely into a pile of autumn leaves, vipers are true masters of disguise. Their very survival depends on not being seen. This reliance on camouflage also explains their behavior. They tend to freeze when threatened, trusting their invisibility rather than fleeing. This is often why people get bitten. They accidentally step on a snake that they never even knew was there. It's a testament to just how effective their incredible, evolved camouflage really is. No discussion of vipers would be complete without talking about one of their most famous and charismatic members, the rattlesnakes. These are a group of pit vipers found exclusively in the Americas. From southern Canada to northern Argentina, they are instantly recognizable by the unique feature at the end of their tail, the rattle. This iconic warning signal is one of the most well-known sounds in the animal kingdom. A chilling buzz that clearly says, "Stay away, I am dangerous." This adaptation is not for hunting. It is purely a defensive mechanism designed to avoid confrontation. The rattle itself is a brilliant piece of natural engineering. It's made of a series of hollow, interlocking segments of keratin, the same stuff our fingernails are made of. These segments are actually modified scales left over from the tip of the tail after the snake sheds its skin. A new segment is added each time the snake sheds, but you can't tell a snake's age by the number of segments, as they can shed multiple times a year, and the end segments often break off. When the snake vibrates its tail, these segments click against each other, creating that distinctive buzzing sound at a frequency of up to 50 times per second. A newborn rattlesnake cannot rattle. It's born with a single small button on its tail, and it won't be able to make a sound until after its second shed, when it has at least 2 segments to click together. The primary purpose of the rattle is to warn off large animals, like bison or humans, that might accidentally trample the snake. The snake doesn't want to bite a large animal it can't eat. That would be a waste of precious venom and risks injury. The rattle is a highly effective way to de-escalate a potentially dangerous encounter before it even begins, saving the snake's energy and its most valuable weapon. Rattlesnakes are a dominant force in their ecosystems. In North America, for example, 7 of the 10 most venomous snakes are species of rattlesnake. Their potent hemotoxic venom is incredibly effective at taking down their main prey of rodents and rabbits. By controlling rodent populations, they play a vital role in maintaining the health of their habitats. The rattle is a symbol of their confidence. They are so well armed that they can afford to give a warning before they strike. It's a sign of a predator at the top of its game, one that commands respect and has earned its fearsome reputation. The very name viper gives us a clue about one of their most interesting biological traits. The word comes from the Latin vipera, which is a combination of vivus, meaning alive, and parere, to bring forth. This refers to the fact that most viper species are viviparous, meaning they give birth to live young rather than laying eggs like many other snakes. This reproductive strategy is a significant adaptation, especially for species living in cooler climates where eggs might not survive the incubation period. By retaining the developing embryos inside her body, the mother viper can protect them and regulate their temperature by basking in the sun. When it's time to give birth, a female viper will find a secluded, safe spot. The young are born one by one, each enclosed in a thin, transparent membrane that they must break through almost immediately. A litter can range from just a few to over 50 babies, depending on the species and the size and health of the mother. These newborn vipers are perfect miniature versions of their parents. They are born fully equipped with fangs and venom, and they are independent from the moment they emerge. They have to be. There is no parental care in the viper world after birth. Their venom, while smaller in quantity, is often just as potent, if not more so, than in adults. The babies will typically have their first shed within a week or 2 of being born, and then they are off on their own, ready to hunt. Their first meals are usually small lizards, frogs, or insects, and as they grow they will graduate to larger prey like rodents. The first year of a viper's life is the most dangerous, as they are vulnerable to a wide range of predators, including birds of prey, other snakes, and mammals. Only a small fraction of the young will survive to reach adulthood. For vipers living in regions with cold winters, another crucial part of their life cycle is brumation. This is the reptilian equivalent of hibernation. As temperatures drop, their metabolism slows down and they seek out sheltered locations to wait out the cold. They often use underground burrows, rock crevices, or caves, which are called hibernacula. In some species, like the timber rattlesnake, these dens can be communal, with hundreds or even thousands of snakes gathering together to brumate for the winter. This behavior is not just for warmth. These dens also become important social sites for mating when the snakes emerge in the spring. Despite their fearsome reputation and deadly venom, vipers are not villains. They are an essential and integral part of the ecosystems they inhabit, playing a critical role in maintaining a healthy natural balance. As highly efficient predators, one of their most important jobs is population control. Vipers are specialists in hunting small mammals, particularly rodents like mice, rats, and voles. In many habitats, from farmlands to forests, these snakes are one of the primary predators keeping rodent populations in check. Without vipers, these rodent populations could explode, leading to significant damage to crops and the spread of diseases. By controlling herbivore numbers, vipers also have an indirect but profound effect on plant life. When populations of seed and plant-eating rodents are kept at a stable level, it gives vegetation a better chance to grow and regenerate. This, in turn, supports the entire food web, from the insects that feed on the plants to the birds and other animals that depend on a healthy plant community. Vipers are what we call a keystone species in many environments. Their presence has a cascading effect that helps to maintain the structure and integrity of their entire ecological community. The loss of vipers can lead to unforeseen and often negative consequences. Unfortunately, like many predators, vipers face numerous threats, most of which are caused by humans. Habitat loss is the single biggest threat, as forests, grasslands, and wetlands are converted for agriculture and urban development, leaving snakes with nowhere to live or hunt. They are also frequently killed out of fear and misunderstanding. People often fail to see their ecological importance and view them only as a danger. Road mortality is another major issue, as snakes are often killed while crossing roads, especially during their seasonal migrations to and from their dens. It is crucial that we work to change perceptions and promote the conservation of these magnificent animals. Protecting their habitats and educating the public about their vital role are the first steps. We must learn to coexist with them, giving them the space and respect they deserve. Vipers are not just dangerous noodles, they are masterpieces of evolution, vital cogs in the machinery of nature and indicators of a healthy environment. Their survival is linked to the health of our planet, and by protecting them, we are also taking a step toward protecting the wild places they and we depend on.